Hello and welcome, welcome. Today's topic is going to be this full moon energy in Virgo that's coming up. And we're going to talk about the crystals for this full moon and what the energy means for us collectively. Okay, so let's just dive right in. But before we do, if you do want to follow along every month, the different moon cycles and other astrological events, I do have this book, Navigating Astrology with Crystals, that you can find on Amazon. Okay, so let's dive right in. This full moon in Virgo is super potent because it's the last full moon of the astrological year. So after this full moon, then we're starting a new astrological year that always starts with Aries, okay? Right now we're in Pisces. So the full moon is opposing Pisces. And Virgo's full moon is all about structure and order. And remember, full moons are culmination periods, and it's a time to release. This one's especially potent to release because then we have the spring equinox coming up and that new year. So every time we release, every time we cleanse ourselves of something, we invite new energy in and fresh energy in. Virgos are also very perfectionistic. Okay, so knowing what Virgos are about, they like order, they like structure, they're perfectionistic. They're known for finding fault and really looking at all the details. So they look at the details, they find fault in it. And it's not to find fault to say you're wrong or this is wrong or to be hypercritical, which that can be a downfall. But the intention behind that is always to make better. So they're looking through this lens of how can I make it better? But the problem can be sometimes is that if it can't be perfect, then it's like perfectionistic paralysis, right? I have totally fallen for this, the perfectionistic paralysis, which I am actually a Virgo sun and a Virgo rising. But most of us have Virgo somewhere in our charts. And what I mean by perfectionistic paralysis is that if it can't be done the way we perceive it to be perfectly done, then we just don't do anything at all. And that'll happen to me sometimes, for example, with exercise. You know, if I can't spend an hour and do my 30 minutes of cardio and then do some strength training, then I just don't do anything at all. I'll just take a nap. So I have to really work myself through 5 minutes of walking is better than no walking, right? 5 minutes of stretching is better than no stretching. So that's what I mean by perfectionistic paralysis. So this full moon is really inviting us to look in our lives where we may be holding ourselves back, where we're not stepping forward and really taking action and planting those new seeds in our life. So it's really getting clear on what it is you need to release. And if that's extra thoughts or a certain mindset, then being really aware of it when it comes up so that you can release it or reframe it, right? So I have some crystal recommendations, hopefully that will help during this full moon. And my first one is this lovely smoky quartz here. Can you see the smoky quartz? There you go, there you go. Okay, so smoky quartz helps us to ground. Virgo energy tends to be very much in their head and very thought-oriented, overthinking. You've heard of the monkey mind. This is because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Now remember, we're also in the sign of Pisces, which is very fantasy and dreamlike. So also part of the mind, but more like third eye, but either way, not grounded, right? So super important. Virgo is an earth sign and they do much better in nature and grounding. It's a great time to earth. I actually just went and took the dogs for a walk before I did this video, and that's when it came to me. Unplug completely, not even music, not a podcast, nothing for the walk, completely unplug. Just you and nature, you know, looking at the sun, downloading light codes, but stopping the monkey mind. And that's when it came to me, the perfectionistic paralysis. And that's because I allowed space for source information to come in rather than mind information to come in. And smoky quartz really helps with that. A lot of times we think grounding is about being grounded in the present moment, safe and sturdy, and it is, but we can't actually connect to source and to our intuition and verbalize that without grounding first, right? Because the chakras are all in alignment and they need to start with the root chakra. Okay, so super important to ground. This helps to release as well. You can also use smoky quartz in water for an elixir to take the energy internally and help to release from the inside out. Okay. Next up is selenite. If you guys have been watching me for a while, then you know that selenite is one of my all-time favorites because it is a cleansing and purifying stone. Virgos love neat, order, and cleansing, and it's really going to help you to come up with that plan, right? When the spring equinox comes, when this next new moon in Aries comes up, when we're ready to make the plans and fertilize, what it is that we're going to be planting, what seeds we're going to be planting. This will really help with that. Clearing out all the clutter from your mind. Amazonite connects with our heart and our throat. And as I was telling you, Virgos can be very hypercritical, whether their intention is to hurt or to help. And in essence, it does hurt when you're constantly hearing a criticizing voice, right? So Amazonite helps to turn that voice internally and with kindness and with love. So you're speaking from your heart. It opens the heart and the throat chakra. So instead of just speaking your truth or speaking your mind or speaking the way you see things, it's actually coming from your heart. It helps you to listen. It helps with that connection. Is this true? Is this necessary? Is this kind? Those are some great questions to ask yourself before you communicate that truth. Our verbal expression. Angelite, soft, gentle, calming stone, also works with our throat chakra as well and with communication, but it's really about communicating on a deeper level with the angelic realm, with our soul group, with our higher self. So again, getting past the clutter of the mind and closer to that source energy. So Angelite will be a great one to work with that, especially with meditation and with sleep. Okay, and opposing Pisces, again, working with the fantasies, the underworld, the dream work. This will really help with that. And then, working with this Amazonite to help communicate that. This is a great time to write. So as far as a full moon goes, I suggest getting this out, really meditating, grounding, getting in nature, clearing out that mind with the crystals and through some free writing. Write down what it is you're ready to release. Write down what's coming to you and that you're ready to release. Take what's in here and get it out on paper. Okay, and then you can burn that. I love the chant if you've not heard of it, and you can look some up on Spotify. There's some really beautiful ones, and if I remember, I'll link that below. But there's some chants to Ganesh, the Hindu deity for removing obstacles, and I love to play that when I burn my list during these full moons because it really sets that intention and puts it out to the universe that I'm ready. It's no longer serving me. Like I'm ready to get rid of it, and I'm actually taking action steps to get rid of it. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. I do make all the crystal recommendations in jewelry. This is an Amazonite with Angel Aqua Aura. And then I have Angelite, Smoky Quartz, and another beautiful Russian Amazonite with an Amazonite charm. So if you're interested in any of these crystals as well, you can find them in my shop, thewilltowow.com. And I'll see you next time.